Hello, everybody, and welcome in on this Monday morning. It is also St. Patty's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Hopefully, you've got your green on a day like today. We're taking you live out to Savannah, where they really know how to do it big for a St. Patrick's Day parade. This is always so incredible to see. So, this is a live stream that we have up right now. And again, just taking a moment to give you an idea of what's happening out there. Oh boy, are they having a good time? It looks like it. They've got several floats there. We're talking about thousands of people that are supposed to be out there lining the streets. And you're going to notice as we get kind of a wider view, obviously seeing some of the floats, the Jameson float right there, if that's your beverage of choice. Definitely a popular one on a day like today. But you can see that there are thousands lining the streets there, all decked out in green, just there to have a great time. Now, I will tell you this, that this is our segment in case you missed it. And what we like to do is get you caught up on all of the stories that are making headlines right now. I'm Brooks Baptiste checking in from the First Alert desk. But we want to take you back to St. Patty's Day because we know that there have been a lot of preparation leading up to this parade. One of the big things that they have had concern about is security, but it looks like things are going well right now. There haven't been any reports of anything going wrong, but the city says that it has a plan to keep the nearly 300,000 people that have lined the streets out there safe. The city leaders said that they have taken some extra layer of security that comes after 14 people were killed. You may remember during the New Year's celebration in New Orleans, that was when a truck, according to police, ran through a busy intersection there on Bourbon Street. So we do want to hear what they've been doing and how they plan to make sure everyone is safe out there.
They'll be set up in a serpentine, and then the gaps in them will be plugged with police vehicles to where a vehicle could not get through them. But that still lets us move vehicles if we need to get a fire truck or an ambulance down there quickly and still allow access to the area.
So again, a major plan out there, taking you back out there live to the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade, going strong. It just kicked off this morning at 10:15, so they're now coming up on an hour of doing so. But again, looks like all is well. We'll check back in at that live picture in just a bit. Do want to get you caught up on some of the other stories that are making headlines at this hour, and one is some sad news to share with you that we learned from over the weekend. This morning, those tributes are pouring in for the daughter of Atlanta civil rights icon and former Mayor Andrew Young. She passed away over the weekend. Her name is Lisa Young Austin. I want to show you a picture of her. Oftentimes we know the mayor, we know the leaders, but they have families, and this is a woman who definitely has made her name known in the Atlanta community as well. She is the daughter, again, of prominent civil rights figure and former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young. According to the family, she died over the weekend. They didn't release a cause of her death, but we are told that she was 67 years old, and this news coming just 2 days after Andrew Young celebrated his 93rd birthday. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens releasing a statement saying in part, quote, "Lisa will be remembered for her warmth, her strength, and the kindness she extended to everyone she encountered." Mayor Dickens offered condolences and prayers for the Young family. Well, over the weekend, we had a lot of issues regarding the severe weather that came through North Georgia. Now, we heard from our meteorologists, Ella Dorsey, Courtney Jacobazzi, and Rodney Harris this morning, who even said that they can agree we, in a way, dodged a bullet because things could have been a lot worse than they were, and things were a lot worse west of us in Alabama, Mississippi, and so many other places. That same system making its way to North Georgia over the weekend. But Paulding County was one of the areas that seemed to get hit the hardest in our viewing area. But what do you do if a tree comes down onto your home? So even if it didn't happen to you this go around, we understand that there are always a lot of chances and heightened risks where that could happen. So it's important information for everybody to know. Better Call Harry has more on what you should do and what you should not do in the event something like that were to happen to your home.
When a tree crashes through a roof, one of the homeowner's first priorities is to keep the damage from growing. Literally. Most, if not all, insurance companies require storm-damaged roofs to be tarped because once water gets in, mold starts growing in about 24 hours. Remediations cost thousands of dollars, and the claim could be denied if the insurance company determines that the homeowner didn't take steps to prevent it. Who tarps the roof? Not you, the tree removal company. And there are lots of them. If a tree service knocks on your door and offers to start immediately, take their card and get a quote. Get several quotes. Some of the best advice comes from J.D. Shamoon with 72 Tree. He's been specializing in catastrophic tree removal since 1969.
If you're looking to hire a tree specialist or a catastrophic claim handler, make sure he doesn't hurry you up and rush you to sign documentation or pay up front. A real professional doesn't need any money up front.
Yep, do not pay up front. Require proof of insurance and absolutely, under no conditions, pay the bill until the cut-up tree is off your property. The bad guys promise to come back and never do. Better call Harry, Atlanta News First.
That is some great advice there. You guys know we report on those incidents all the time where a tree comes down, somebody comes to the person's door in their time of need, obviously in a very vulnerable state where they just need help and they will take it from wherever they can get it, ends up taking their money and then disappears. So we want to make sure that does not happen to you, and we have more available for you on the free Atlanta News First app and, of course, on atlantanewsfirst.com. Well, another story that we're watching right now, in case you missed it, regarding pesticides, and a bill specifically here in Georgia where there are several health groups that are urging Governor Brian Kemp to veto this pesticide bill, saying that it is going to protect more of the community. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Casoris has more on this story and why it's so important to those of us who are just maybe normal people, not necessarily those out in a farm or those out in land trying to grow our own crops and whatnot, but how this could impact us all.
A bill shielding pesticide and fertilizer companies from lawsuits beyond federal EPA limits is on the governor's desk for his signature. Health groups want him to veto it, and here's why. They say it's all about this product, Roundup. Roundup is used by the majority of farmers. The manufacturer, Bayer, is facing more than 60,000 claims Roundup causes cancer. They've paid billions to settle lawsuits so far.
At some point, we may recognize that some of the things we're using aren't safe.
Attorney Nicole Johnson testified against the bill, saying it's like giving tobacco companies a pass, saying more research should be done before removing liability.
Even with the lawsuits, look how long it took to recognize the connection between smoking and lung cancer.
In 2020, the EPA published an interim decision saying they found no risk of concern to human health when glyphosate is used in accordance with its current label, while additional studies in the National Library of Medicine found glyphosate can be toxic.
I don't come up here often to have to defend bills, but I'm mad as I can be right now.
Farmer and State Representative Robert Dickey fearful lawsuits may force Bayer to pull the product, saying crop yields would suffer.
And now they see an opportunity to go after agriculture, go after our food supply. And I'm not going to stand here and let it happen.
Democrat Stacey Evans voicing her frustration.
Usually we have at least 24 hours notice before we're going to consider a bill. Not always, but that was a little weird. And we know this is being pushed by Bayer that recently bought Monsanto, and it is about Roundup.
Evans not surprised with the vote, calling it frustrating, saying ultimately it's consumers that will suffer.
This is being pushed by big business, period. And we just let it sail right through.
Georgia, one of 21 states where similar legislation has been introduced. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Casoris.
All right, here's something you might have not known, but something that you have to hear on this Monday morning. So we know we're getting into March Madness and whatnot, right? Set to kick off tomorrow, or tip off tomorrow, I should say. The tournament just beginning, but we have a winner in the contest for the country's most popular regional slang terms. Didn't even know that was a thing. Dictionary.com lined up a field of 32 of the most iconic local slang from around the country, and the people had a chance to vote. In the final round, Stoked from the West was beaten by Y'all from the South. Y'all is such a word that we say here. I'll tell you this, I lived in Chicago for just a little bit of time. Yeah, didn't use that word there because they don't play that up there. But definitely when I moved back down to the South, I said, finally, I can say it how I want to say it now. So y'all have a great Monday, and thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the First Alert Desk. I want to give you one more live look before we go here of the St. Patrick's Day Parade that is happening in Savannah right now. Again, a lot of people out there. We're talking some 300,000 people that have lined the streets in Savannah, just having a good time, feeling lucky, decked out in green and all of that good stuff. So hopefully you will have a lucky day and a good day at that. We'll have a look at your weather coming up at 11:30 right here on Atlanta News First Plus. Make it a great one.